Hello, and welcome to the Colorado Dual Sport channel. Nah, I'm just kidding. What's happening, guys? What we're going to do this week, by popular demand, is going to be a gear overview. I want to take you guys through a list of all of the things that I carry with me on the trail, all the safety gear, everything that I wear, all the stuff that I pack for the just-in-cases, all that kind of stuff. So I hope you guys enjoy. I just want to give you guys a little bit of an update. Some of you that are on the Facebook are aware of what's been going on with me. I've had some kind of inner ear issue that's been throwing my balance off, and it happened the second day, the rest day, while Everride and Minute Stop were here. I don't know exactly what happened, but we went up on Trail Ridge Road, which goes up to about 13,000 feet. And on the way down, something just didn't go right in my ears, I guess. But I've been to the doctor. The first doctor didn't really help a whole lot, so I have a appointment later this week with a specialist, an ear, nose, and throat specialist. And hopefully we can figure out what's going on. But we're going on 2 weeks now. And I've kind of learned to adapt to it, but it's really annoying and it's still unsafe for me to ride. We figured out this weekend when we went up to Bishop's Castle that elevation really does affect me. So I can ride Xena around the neighborhood and just putt around or whatnot, but any type of serious riding is going to have to be on hold until I can get fixed. So I'm really have my fingers crossed, and my family and friends and everybody really hopes that on Thursday we find out some really good information and can get this taken care of quickly. But we have many trips planned. I'm not going to tell you guys what they are just yet, but we have 2 big trips planned. They'll be coming up soon. So everybody cross your fingers and hope that this thing goes away and I can get back out on the dirt, because I need my throttle therapy, man. Let's get into it. So just so you guys know, this is all not planned. I haven't opened these bags since I got back from the last ride, so we're just gonna open them up and you guys can see what I have with me all the time when I go out riding. I carry this stuff. This is why I love these Wolfman E12 bags, because I got so sick of carrying a backpack because it was super heavy. So let's dig in. First thing we have, Rice Krispies treat. Always good to have a snack. Second thing we have is all of my documentation for Xena. It's all in a nice waterproof bag, thanks to Hermit. Thanks, buddy, because I got a new set of documents and I had them in the car when I got up to his house. Next thing, a full first aid kit. This is not the cheapy $20 first aid kit. This is, I think it was like 70 or 80 bucks. Like, this is a full you are going out backpacking in the woods. Not only does it have my first aid stuff in it, but it also has some important things that I added to it. A flint starter, in case you got to start a fire. I always carry a lighter in my pocket anyway, but these things can get wet, they can get thrown around, they can get muddy. You can just clean them off and they will always work. So if you ever need to start a fire in the backcountry, this is very, very important. The other thing that I added to this, Quick Clot. There's a very real chance that something is going to happen to us in the woods. If somebody ends up with a big gash and there's no way to get help, I mean, you open this sucker up and slap it on there, it's basically going to stop the bleeding almost immediately. I think these are about $20. Don't quote me, but worth every penny. So I added that to the first aid kit as well. And then You know, I'm not going to go through every single item in the first aid kit, but I mean, it's got everything from instructions for all different kinds of injuries to syringes to medicines, band-aids, tapes, all kinds of good stuff. But yeah, it's really important that you guys have a good first aid kit with you while you're out riding. I mean, we've even just had, you know, like a blister on your hand while you're riding through your glove. That could make, you know, the 100-mile ride home agonizing. But in this, it has a couple of those blister things. You just slap it on there, you ride home like brand new. What else do we have in the magic bag? Oh, this is old school. So I don't even need to be carrying this around anymore. This is what happens when you don't clean out your bags. But this is an old piece of junk Garmin GPS that I had from eons ago. And I actually had a handlebar mount, and I could sit it right on the front of the handlebars there. And if I ever got so lost that I had absolutely no idea where I was, I could fire this sucker up and get home at least. Don't really need that anymore, and I don't even really have the mount. But definitely saved me a couple of times when I decided to go up into Hermitville by myself. Ah, here's some good stuff. Okay, flashlight. Everybody should have a flashlight in case you get stuck in the dark, something goes wrong with the bike. I mean, these things, I think we got a pack of these for free at Harbor Freight, you know, one of those giveaway things. I think we got a pack of like 6 of them. I have them all over the house, and these things are awesome. And they're metal too, so they're almost indestructible. Pressure gauge. I figured out that you have to actually be careful when you get a pressure gauge, because a lot of gauges for normal car tires and truck tires don't go down below a certain PSI. So I ended up getting one that was made, I think these are for bicycles actually, but it'll go down to I think like 5 PSI or something. Works perfectly. You can see it's pretty beat up from riding around in my bag, but I use it all the time and it's great. This one, you guys will remember. I ended up adding this to my pack after A.R.C. 0909 busted his case up on, I think it was Hell's Revenge. I put that video in another video a while ago. But this is steel stick. Basically what this is JB Weld, but in like a stick form. So in case you have to close up the case on your motorcycle while it's dripping oil, this is what you need. JB Weld, I just can't say enough about JB Weld. JB Weld is holding my tail light on right now. And it's been a permanent fix. I don't need to do anything about it, but yeah, you definitely should have some steel stick or something equivalent while you ride, because if a metal part breaks, this is gonna get you home. So definitely very, very, very important. Let's see, what else do we have? Oh snap, the duct tape. So there's a little convenience store right down below Rampart Range before you start heading up. And they actually sold this tiny little roll of duct tape. I got 2 of them. And it's just, you know, it's like a third of the size of a regular roll of duct tape. But I can't tell you how many times I've used this. I mean, if you need to waterproof a Cena, if you lose the little tab on top, I use this all the time for that. Anything, I mean, you know, come on. MacGyver, duct tape. Gotta have duct tape. Extra Hero 2 battery I was actually missing, so that's good. We're gonna take that in and make sure that's charged. What else do we have? Extra duct tape. And what was once a lens cleaner. I don't think that guy is very good anymore, but I use these for cleaning the shield on my helmet. What is in door number 2? What is in door number 2? Okay, so see guys, I was ready to ride with those guys and I called it off because I didn't feel safe. But what these was, and this is a really smart idea for any of you guys that do long rides like I do. One of these was frozen, actually it was probably this one, was frozen, and this one was just kept in the refrigerator. And what I do is I end up putting the frozen one on the bottom and the not frozen one on top. So the frozen one keeps this one cold all day. You know, that first half of the day I can drink this one, and then by the end of the day in these hot Colorado summers, this one's melted and freezing cold and ready to drink for the way back. And I mean, that's just, it's just common sense, but this is probably, do it. It's awesome. Alright, what else do we have? Zip ties. These were extremely important when I couldn't get the tank to mount. So these were holding my tank on. Many moons ago when we rode with Brent and Everride out in Utah, I lost a bolt to one of the fenders before I had the aftermarket tank on Xena, and zip tie was what fixed it. Thanks again, Go Cabeza, I appreciate that. But after that happened, added zip ties to my kit. Let's see what else we have. The all-important and newest addition. This is a Spot satellite tracking system. I'm going to be doing a full review on this. It's been hampered by guys coming to visit and just wanting to ride and stuff, but I will be doing a full review on this. What this is not only is it a personal locator beacon. If you ever get into a situation where you need medical help immediately, you know, search and rescue kind of thing, you can hit a button on here, and I have it sealed up with tape because that is an extremely expensive button press. But you can hit this button, and what it'll do is it'll relay a signal up to satellites and back down to their monitoring system or place or whatever, and they'll send help to your location. Not only does it do that, but it does another cool thing that Miss Stacy really likes. She doesn't ride with me all the time. I'm sure you guys know that. I like to go and jet off by myself, and I go, 200-mile days easy. But when I'm out in the middle of nowhere, this thing will actually track my location down to every, I think it's like 5 minutes or something. So there's a site that Miss Stacy can go to, and she can actually see my trail of where I'm going. Not only that, but there's also another button on here that I can press that's a pre-set up notification that I have set on here that says sends her not only a text message but also an email that says, hey hon, I'm doing fine, I'm okay, love you, hope you're having a good day, and all that other good husband kind of stuff. So I can send her messages when I stop, I'll check in, stop and take a water break or something. But this thing has been great so far. It's not exactly the best if you're underneath a canopy of trees, but if you can get clear sight to the sky, perfect. And I figure, even if I do get injured, and there are trees and stuff, I mean, I should, if you set it and you leave it going, it'll get a message out. But yeah, it's really good for Colorado because we have wide open spaces and not really a whole ton of, completely tree covered area. But I will do a full review on this, and you guys can also do your own research. But I think that I should have had this from day one, and this is worth every penny. Alright, let's see what else we have. Aha! Some sunscreen! Yeah, it's old and beat up and half used, but you know what? When you're out in St. George, Utah, or even when you're out in Colorado, and the sun is just beating down on the back of your neck between where your jacket or your armor and your helmet go, this is a godsend. This has kept me from being a for real redneck a lot of times. But yeah, that's everything that I carry in my bags in here. There's just a little bit more trash in a tank bar. But that's my kit. And I think I'm pretty good. I don't really ever plan on spending the night, but just in case I do have the fire stuff, and with the rest of my gear that I wear, I should be fine for warmth and whatnot. But let's get into that, why don't we? So I want to tell you guys a little bit about my new helmet. What I have here is the Icon variant. This is kind of the Cadillac of dual sport helmets. I recently upgraded from the AFX FX39, which was a great helmet. It lasted through, what, 2 seasons? It did great, but it had taken lots of falls, lots of beatings, and a couple of good hits to the ground with my head in it. So I thought it was time to justify a decent helmet, and this one was on sale and I got it for a really good price. But it's been a great helmet. I've done 2 rides with it so far and I really like it. The last, what was it? The video before throttle therapy was shot with this. But what I've got set up is the you know, pretty much the same mount that everybody else that has the Icon variant. There's tons of videos. Hermit's got one that I'll link in the description so you guys can go see how this was set up. And he actually made this bracket for me, so thanks, Hermie. Appreciate it, bro. So I'm not really going to cover how it's set up, but what I am going to do is answer a question that I get all the time. How do you get such clean audio in your videos? So what I have here is the Sena SMH10, and that is run to a microphone. I'm gonna hope you guys can see, but that microphone is run right up in here. Now next to that, on the other side actually over here, is my GoPro mic. So what I have is microphone run out of the GoPro, runs all the way around the back of the helmet. This comes down here with some duct tape, and it's wired all through, and it comes out right there. So what happens is, you see me and Hermit, sometimes I leave it in because it's kind of a funny thing, and if you're a moto vlogger, you know what I'm talking about. If you do a dual vlog with 2 cameras, we talk to each other via the Sena SMH10s. So that microphone, you know, comes back to this, sends the signal to Hermit's helmet, he can hear me with the speakers that are inside his helmet. Then the microphone that we have that's connected to the GoPro also picks up that same audio. So when you see us doing the ka-ka, 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 or the this is really freaking stupid, or just to make, you know, the funny one, what we do is then when we import the tracks, the video and audio tracks from the GoPros into our software at the end, we can line up where our hands are together, or we can line up the sound of the smack. And you just line both of those tracks up at the same point in the editing software, and from there your audio's synced. So it's really not, you're really not hearing both of us at the same time. It's really just those audio and video tracks from both cameras that have been synced up in post-production. And I get that question all the time. How do you do that? So that's what it is. It's really pretty simple, and it's really pretty easy to do in post-production. It gets a little harder when you add in like 3 and 4 cameras because the sheer amount of tracks that you have to edit. But when I do a video with Miss Stacy, or when I do a video with Hermit, it's super simple, and I do it all the time. So I mean, almost every video that I do is a dual vlog. But yeah, that's how that works. Mystery has been revealed. I definitely recommend, excuse me, if you ride with more than one person, or if you ever ride in groups, buying these Sena, any Sena. A lot of the guys use them. This seems to be the popular brand for dual sporters. But these things have improved our ride quality just because we can chat with each other. But the major thing that they've done is improved safety. I cannot tell you how many times, you know, I've said to Hermit, or Hermit has said to me, you know, super sketchy loose rocks on the right, stay left. Car coming, you know, don't take this corner wide, or something on a dirt road. Just anything like that. But being able to talk to them in real time has definitely improved the safety of our rides, like you can't even count the scale. So I definitely recommend getting Senas, or just any communication device. They're great. So another thing I highly recommend, another suggestion from your homie Hermit the Vlog, is a tub to keep all your gear in. I didn't have one of these before Hermit and I went down to visit Everride in St. George, and he actually bought me one because he was like, I'm not gonna have you running around the house searching for your pants 5 minutes before we're supposed to leave. But yeah, he actually gave me this. Thanks, bro, again. And I have continued to use it, and it's awesome because it keeps all my gear in one place. I know where everything is. It's not getting damaged, you know, thrown about in the garage, or, you know, if there's like mice or anything out here, nothing's gonna get chewed up. But let's go through what I've got. What I have here is my EVS G6 ballistic armor. This stuff is awesome, and I have it upside down. There we go. This stuff is great. It's the one with the kidney belt, which serves me extremely well. It kind of chunks up the fat, but you know what? It helps my back while I ride, and you know, I don't end up with a stiff hurting back. But yeah, I mean, this stuff's great. I've done reviews on it, just kind of giving you guys a close-up view of it. It's pretty cool. Worth every penny. It's got the roost guard in the front that saves me from Everride kicking up huge rocks in my face. Oh, I forgot to mention that on the helmet portion. Everride put the first dent in my face shield on the Icon variant with a huge rock the first day we rode when he was out. He was so upset. He was like, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to break your helmet. Don't worry about it, bro. That's what helmets are for, and I'm glad I was wearing it and had the face shield down. But yeah, this stuff's awesome. Love it. Definitely recommend. If you don't want to get the super expensive, you know, it's not super expensive, but more expensive version, there are many cheaper versions out there, and I'll direct you over to Everride's ADV channel, where he's got reviews of some cheaper stuff, but works just as well. The second thing I've got, Fox Bomber gloves. These things are awesome. However, they do not hold up very well. They tend to last me about a season, and they're like 50 bucks, so they're super expensive, but look at that. I mean, if I put them on, they've got holes in them in the sides and stuff. They're super comfortable, and they're super protective with this stuff on here, and they do take a beating, but they don't seem to last very well. And if you guys have suggestions on comfortable gloves that might last a little bit longer, I'd be interested, because I'm about ready for a new pair. Another issue that I have is the Velcro doesn't wrap around and stick on here anymore unless I like seriously mess with it. It doesn't seal properly. So I end up riding around with these things flopping all over the place, and that drives my OCD insane. What do we have next? Okay. The broken toe boots. So these are the Alpine Star Tech 2s. These were great boots for me. I loved them. The reason that I love them is because they don't interfere with your the movement of your ankle at all. So you can shift like these just like you're wearing a pair of high-top shoes. Super thick sole, so standing up feels like a dream. Like it literally feels like you're standing on a 2x4. Before I had these, when I was a complete noob, I was just riding with some combat boots. And those sucked for standing up, because even though they had thick soles, they would still bend, and your foot would just ache. But yeah, these lasted well, and these have taken a real beating. The buckles still work just fine, and I actually wore them just recently, but I've gotten something new that I'll get to in just a little bit. Yeah, these things are great. I mean, if I could tell you what these shoes have been through, or these boots have been through. Oh wait, I made a whole YouTube channel about it. So yeah, these things are beat up, but they're still in great shape. I mean, look at that. That's the sign of a real rider right there. So yeah, those things are awesome. What else do we have in the magical box of goodies? Oh! Colorado Dual Sport shirt to wear over my armor. See, this thing is like, it's like a big old homie G size. It's like 240X, just so I can wear it over top of my armor and not have my freaking chunk of fat hanging out. So I'm a big boy. What else? E-pads. They do not sell these anymore, and I've just found that out from Tyler while he was here. But these are the A.R.C. knee pads, and they were like, I think they were like 25 bucks. They're super cheap, but they're nice. They're hefty. I guess I can't recommend that you go buy them, but these things are awesome. Definitely will be rocking these more now that I have the new boots, which we will still get to in just a minute. Last thing that I have in here is my A.R.C. backcountry jacket, A.R.C. This thing has been through the ringer as well. It folds up into this awesome little pouch. So what I do is I actually can mount this to the back of the bike during the summer if I don't want to wear it, because it does get pretty hot. But the cool thing is you unzip it, and if this video is going too long, we'll be fast forwarding right now. And it comes out of itself, just like that. Straps fold in, pull the zipper across, boom, and it turns into a super sweet riding jacket. Now, the thing that I like about the A.R.C. backcountry jacket is, A, it's super cheap. That's a big one. This riding gear is insanely expensive. And, you know, I don't like to go cheap on stuff, but when I find something that's nice and durable and lasts, I like to recommend it. So this A.R.C. backcountry foul weather gear that I got from Rocky Mountain ATV, I think they might be the only ones that sell it, I don't know. But this stuff is awesome. It's just a shell. So all it is literally, it's just a shell. That's it. So no matter whether you're riding in the winter or in the summer, you can dress under it appropriately. When I ride in the winter, I usually wear like a zip up, and then I'll put this on over top. This does fit over my armor. It's not extremely comfortable, but it does work. But this thing has zippers and vents all over the place. I'm not going to be able to find them because I'm looking for them. But it's got zippers on the back of the arms for a vent. It's got nice pockets on the front that you can put stuff in. It's got vents that go across the front, so air in here, air out the back. On the back, the entire back opens up so you can vent out. It'll keep you really cool even in the summer, as long as you're moving. If you're not moving, this thing will roast you. But the reason that it does roast you is because it's pretty much waterproof. They say water resistant, but I can wear this and not get wet at all underneath. So this is great. Now, what I don't have with me right now, because they are actually in the they're in the shop getting fixed, are my A.R.C. backcountry foul weather pants. I really love the pants too. I have had my cell phone, extra batteries, smokes, lighter, wallet, everything that is important to me that I keep in my pockets, in the pockets of those pants. And I'll throw up a picture of them here so you guys can see them. And those pockets are 100% waterproof. I have been in a torrential downpour, I mean flash flood, with water coming into my helmet, I mean everywhere. You know, 6 inches of water on the trail that I was riding on. And they did not get wet at all inside those pockets. Now, they do leak, because like I said, they're water resistant, they're not waterproof, but they, you know, if it's just raining just a little bit, you won't get wet at all. But if it's a torrential downpour, you're gonna get wet. But that's just part of riding, isn't it? I mean, you get wet. You're out in the elements. That's what's supposed to happen. But I saved the best for last, and I will be right back. Last but not least, I have the most recent edition, as in not even really used on the trail yet. The Alpinestars Tech 7s. These are a major upgrade from the Tech 2s. You know, just look in comparison. They are a full-size motocross boot. They have a steel shank that runs through here, so no broken toe, whereas the Tech 2s do not have a steel shank, which I found out the hard way when I broke my toe. But these things are just, I mean, I could go on for an hour about these things, but I did the research. They have a hinge, which is awesome, so you can actually walk in them. When I put these on, I could literally walk normally. It was so awesome. When I first was shopping for boots, I ordered the Foxconn 5s, and I wore them for, I'm gonna say, 5 minutes. We were back in the old house. I walked out and got on Xena, got her into first gear, got about 50 yards down the parking lot, and I couldn't shift into second gear. So they immediately came off and got shipped back, and that's when I got the Tech 2s. These, put them on, immediately walked around the house, came out, got on Xena, told her around the neighborhood. They're different, so it's going to take a little bit of getting used to shift, but I mean, I can get every shift if I'm paying attention, but they need to break in a little bit and I'll be able to get every shift, no problem. So it's just going to take a couple of days of wearing these on the trail and I'll be good to go. But yeah, these guys, they're massive. They're awesome. And that steel shank, man, I so wish I had that steel shank when we were out. That hurt really bad. It still hurts. I can tell you when it's raining now, or when it's gonna rain now. But yeah, these things are great, and for the money, I think they're worth every penny. So that's been an overview of pretty much all of the gear that I carry when I ride. I do have a front fender bag which can fit a tube and tire spoons, but I need to notch out the fender on the front of Xena so that fender bag won't slide off. But I have that and a spare tube that I carry. I think that's really pretty much it. As soon as I get my pants back, I'll be happy. The belt section, the little clippy-do on the belt, one of the things came off. So it's down at a tailor. She's just going to pop that thing back on and it'll be good to go. And actually they were under warranty, and Rocky Mountain ATV offered to pay to have them fixed. But it's going to cost $10. So, you know, I like those guys good enough that I'll let them slide on a, you know, a little bit of a $10 issue there. But if you guys have any questions about anything that I have, anything that I carry, anything from the Things to Know videos where I cover all the mods that I've done to Xena, definitely leave it in a comment, send me a Facebook message, comment on the Facebook page. Is Colorado Dual Sport, all one word. And I love talking with you guys. I try to get back to everyone. Please realize that I get a lot of messages, and I do, you know, I do have a real life, but I try and get back to everyone and help everyone out as much as I possibly can, or if I don't know the answers, I try and direct them to somebody who will know. But yeah, I love talking to you guys. Thank you very much for the support, and we'll catch you later. Peace.